Welcome to Craig's Gun Channel. This week we're going to cover the Star Model A Super. In 1920, Star developed their first pistol inspired by and styled after the Colt 1911 for the Spanish Guardia Civil, Spain's oldest law enforcement agency. Designated the Model 1920, it had similar dimensions and profiling of the Colt, and even included the Browning-style tipping barrel and pivoting link lockup used by Colt. The fire control system was totally different, however, using a pivoting trigger and transfer bar as opposed to the Colt's much smoother sliding trigger bow. Also different, the Star utilized a slide-mounted safety and did not utilize the grip safety as used on the 1911. This design was produced throughout 1920 until it was redesigned in 1921 and designated the model of 1921. This redesign moved the safety to the frame, shortened the beaver tail, and added a grip safety. However, the Spanish Guardia ultimately rejected the grip safety design, and it was phased out in the same year it was released. So in 1922, the pistol was once again redesigned, refining and simplifying it even further, removing the grip safety, recontouring the entire rear strap of the grip, which included restoring the beaver tail to its former length. This new version was released as the Model 1922 for the Spanish Guardia. A commercial sales version was also produced and was designated the Model A, with the only difference being the Model A had an adjustable rear sight. These Model A pistols were available in 9mm Largo in the Spanish markets and 7.63 Mauser for export sales. In 1924, some slight revisions were made, creating a second generation version. These were minor revisions, with the primary change being a redesign of the extractor. The influence made by the Colt 1911 on Star was so great that in 1931, a few years after Colt updated the 1911 to the 1911 A1, many of the same ergonomic changes made to the Colt were also adopted by Star on the A-series pistols. Principally, the backstrap profile was changed, and the frame relief scalloping around the rear of the trigger was adopted. There was some resculpting of the thumb safety, as well as some slight internal changes made mostly for manufacturing reasons. This created the third generation of the Model A, which remained in production up to 1940, at which time small refinements were made for adopting into military service, designated as the Model 1940, to be used by the Spanish military during the war. After World War II, the aging design was revamped to a more modern one, which included several substantial changes, creating the Super A model, which is what I have here. The Super A retains the basic 1911-inspired lines of its predecessor, with few changes, except for a small bump out on the front strap of the grip. Internally, it moved away from the swinging link and tilting barrel design, and instead used a Linkless Cam System to lock the barrel. Improvements to the recoil spring and guide rod were made, and a quick takedown lever is used for disassembly. A loaded chamber indicator was added, and the magazine safety to prevent firing of the weapon if the magazine is removed was updated to a simpler design. The sights were also changed slightly to make them more effective in low light. The Super A had a long production life and was produced from 1946 through the end of the series production in the late 1980s. The Star Super A is chambered for 9mm Largo. However, it's not uncommon to find one that's been converted to 9mm Luger, as it essentially is just a barrel change. It is important to keep in mind that while a barrel that uses 9mm Luger will not be able to chamber a Largo round, the opposite is not true. A 9mm Largo pistol can chamber a 9mm Luger round. However, the cartridge will not be headspaced correctly, and the Luger round, while shorter, is actually a higher pressure cartridge, which exceeds the design parameters and metallurgy of the pistol. This could create a dangerous overpressure situation. Also, while the 9mm Largo round has similar dimensions to .38 Super or 9x23 Winchester, those rounds are much more powerful than the Largo round the pistol was designed for, and would also be dangerous to use. Care must be taken to ensure you're using the correct ammunition for your particular pistol. I hope that this information is of value, and if you like the video, I would ask that you hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notify bell if you want to continue to see more like this. I value your comments and feedback, and as always, until next week, stay safe.